Big Boar Barbecue presents Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG TV with Dan the Voice Dyker, Billy Doc Niles, and Paul the Statman Riker. Brought to you by Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem, in La Crosse on 3rd Street downtown and George and Gillette Street. Big Boar Barbecue, now that's a mouthful. By Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialist, serving the La Crosse area since 1929. Carey Heating and Air Conditioning.
Welcome in, race fans. Seven Rivers Racing, KQEG TV, along with Billy Doc Niles, Paul the Penguin Reichert. I'm radio man Dan Dyker, coming off of Smash-O-Rama.
Oh, yes, always a smashing good time.
And a very busy time of the year for me to announce races here.
Just the start, yes.
Man, 5 in 8 days. Of course, now, we taped the program on Tuesday of this week. We did have races, or, well, Wednesday night is the double features, which we're going to show you next week. And then Saturday night is Quarter Mile Mania, Billy Doc
That
Niles.
is going to be amazing. All the quarter mile divisions in action, and then to top it all off, the main event of the evening, a huge demolition derby. This is going to be awesome.
I've never called a demolition derby on pavement before, so that's going to be quite interesting. And then we have to try to take video from both of those shows into next week, and then Tomah Sparta Speedway on Friday night, and then invite a couple of guests in next week. So over the next 2 or 3 weeks, this is going to be one informative program. We had Smash-O-Rama. We need to jump right in this thing because we've got 3 pages of highlights we need to get to and tell us who our sponsors are.
I have a suggestion for next week. Let's make it an hour-long show.
I have no problem doing that. It might have been a bite into his bedtime, though.
Hey, but we have to thank our TV partners this year. Of course, our title sponsor, Big Boar Barbecue, back again. Voted best in the county, best barbecue, best catering. Congratulations to them. Thanks for being back on with us. Also, Carey Heating and Air Conditioning. It's hot. If your air conditioner has failed, you should have called Carey, and you should call them now. Fansarena.com. On here, Epic Mina Vinyl and Back 40 Wraps. What a great job they did with our sign here in the background. Cannot do it with all of our TV partners this year. Thank you for being along with us.
We had 2-point races on Saturday night at the Crosse Speedway. They were the minivans and the 6 shooters. Well, that's Tomah. They're called street stocks at the Crosse Speedway. Let's get you the last 2 laps of this one right here. Tristan Drzkowski, who totaled his car at Tomah the night before he raced at Sparta, raced his dad's street stock, Maz Drzkowski, and I'll tell you what, it looked like he was going to win this thing. Then it looked like Danny Fry was going to win this thing. Who was protecting the outside?
Nobody. I think the outside was wide open, and here along comes Jake Chalmers. He says, I'm going to drive on the outside. He gets by 5 with 2 to go and ends up scoring the victory.
24 cars, Billy Doc started this feature, and I counted him passing at least 8 as I'm announcing in the infield over the last 3 laps.
You know, Chalmers is doing a heck of a job of both street stock and Hornets, and you saw that at opening day at the Frostbuster when he won that feature. It looked rather handily, but then people catch up to what the fast guy is doing. But it looks like he's got things back under control. He's going to make a serious run at this championship.
To the minivans we go. My daughter's Aztec was in this. See, if you have a daughter and they have a car and they make you mad, just take it away from him, give him to Dave True Jr., and let him build a race car out of it. He did. He got a fourth, and the fourth, as you're going to see this thing right here, was the 32-ounce vehicle. Rob Stanfield from the back to the front. I thought he was going to lap the field.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be. He was just running away with things. He had at least half a lap on the field. I thought he might try it.
Rob Stanfield, last year's champ. Does it look like Matt Moore's going to come back this year in a minivan? Not sure yet, but he's slowly finding his second-place position a little bit more steadily than he did here about 3 weeks ago when he was only about a point behind Rob Stanfield. The boat crash, a lot of different things were destroyed at the Speedway this past weekend. And Billy Doc Niles, you've seen this before. Jumping a ramp into a boat. That is so cool.
It's something different. It's one of the different things you see here at the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. Another thing from the mind of Chuck Deary. And as you watch this, obviously he doesn't believe he did a very good job on the first try because he came back around and he made sure he didn't miss the second time.
And he nailed it hardcore, and then he went back and they were like, hey, it's still running, let's do it again. And John Burbach had told me during the on-track interview that was the first time he'd ever done anything like that. So I always say, kids, don't do this at home because your parents might want to use that boat. Remember the backwards races you used to see back in the day? We've seen them on asphalt, some in dirt, some in cornfields. The street stocks did this, and I was going to announce the whole race backwards. People actually thought it was going to. I was that close to try to do it. Wasn't going to happen. This was one of the most interesting races right here. You had about 6 different drivers that could have won this thing, but in the end, Rob Schleifer again on the outside rail passes Cheeto and takes home the win.
That was fun. I mean, I remember the days when Columbus had that backwards race, and it was just a lot of fun to see them trying to steer back, looking back.
You know, those backwards racers at Oktoberfest still have the cooler full of Jello shots.
That was something else. 2 monster trucks came out to play. Mechanical Mischief was back, but I forgot that Jim Burns had sold it back in February to Lakefield, Minnesota's Josh Baumgartner, and he wasted no time thrilling the crowd in Mechanical Mischief. And then he brought his buddy out, and that was only the second time that Baumgartner had even raced a monster truck. And I thought he did a phenomenal job, nothing against Jim Burns. But Mark Peterson from St. Clair, Michigan came out in Raptoid, and every time he hit the brakes, the mouth would open up like he was just eating cars.
Cool, I
was so impressed on how he did. The airtime he had several times brought a lot of Lacrosse Speedway people to their feet, as you're going to see in these 2 clips right here. And then I go home and find out that he was featured in the latest Monster Jam magazine. So these kids are down getting tons of autographs and are getting hot shots signed and getting selfies with this thing. It was in the latest Monster Jam magazine.
Yeah, that's pretty cool to be in a magazine like Monster Jam where we see the big boys racing all over the country.
All right, let's see. Let's go to Jeff Sarver. Jeff Sarver in the swimming pool dash. It was up to a fan vote whether he hits it straight on or whether they put a ramp down and he goes through the air. Well, the fans chose they want to see him go through the air. You'll see him hit it the first time. Good thing the back wheels were there because he'd had a problem knocking that thing down. And he went up in turn 1 and said, I'm just going to hit it again.
That's usually what happens. I mean, you've had the luxury of being the passenger in a Todd Korish pool jump before.
That was a blast.
So you know how that goes, where the driver takes it the first time and says, "Yeah, I did not do a good job there." Boom, we're going to finish the job.
That's a great segue into our final thing here, which was the piano smash, which Dustin McCracken got to do, destroyed that thing, and Billy Doc and I got to do this one.
Yeah, there's video.
3-4 years ago?
It was about 6 years ago, I believe. Yeah,
that's fine.
And that's I don't know. That's all I can say is that's something that was cool that we got to do, and Dustin did a great job here too. So it's always fun to destroy a piano.
I even sat down in the middle of the Speedway, and I was going to play a nice little Beethoven's interlude for the race fans. All the keys were stuck. And I couldn't even go tink, tink, tink on one of them.
Oh, you poor baby.
And I can't play piano, so it would have been pretty bad. So, Smash-O-Rama, a huge success. Thanks all those folks that came out and supported that. And we look forward to more destruction later in the year. We're going to show you the boat race next week and the Matt Moore Fire. I promise you that. When we return, it's Tomah Sparta Speedway time right here on KQEG TV.
You don't have to fly to Kansas City to get great barbecue.
Spring has sprung, the grass is riz, and Big Boar Food Truck is back in biz. Yes, the Northside Food Truck at George and Gillette Street is back in business. Stop by for lunch or dinner, enjoy our pulled pork, chopped brisket, fresh cut fries, sweet potato fries, cheese curds, and our own baked beans and coleslaw. Watch for ribs and chicken on select days. Big Boar is back at George and Gillette, and still a delicious mouthful.
Yeah!
American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is built to a higher standard, so you can focus on the problems in your life that actually matter.
Hey, Dave.
Like giving Jeff his ladder back before he takes it back. Or where to put the food when you both get the groceries. Or the doggy door that just became a raccoony door. Whatever you're worrying about, it won't be this. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your 2018 American Standard Building a Higher Standard Award winner. Call Carey today for your free estimate.
Seven Rivers Racing KQEG TV. Dan, Bill, Paul, I want to remind you can watch entire shows on our YouTube page, Seven Rivers Racing. It's been up there for 9 years. You can watch all 9 years worth of shows, and you can also watch the replay of this program on our Facebook page.
Even the award-winning show when you weren't here.
Yeah, that's when I was replaced by, well, let's see, that was
by a hat.
Matt Panier and Corey Jankowski.
No, I'm talking about last year.
That show.
Replaced by the cheese hat and the croutons.
8 years ago. All right, so I lied at the end of segment 1. Segment 2, we are going to show you the final lap of the shipwrecked boat race last week, which was a tie between Matt Moore and Davis Helgeson. Davis Helgeson destroyed everything on the racetrack. I think he even hit the popcorn stand. But Matt Moore catches on fire in the back straightaway, leaves a huge trail of flames. His truck's on fire, the boat's on fire. They can't get him out. They're trying to bust the window, trying to bust the car. And after the fan vote, Matt Moore ended up with a bluefish.
Wow, that was pretty exciting. I don't think I've ever seen a fire happen in a boat race or the even destruction
small
race.
ones, but not of that magnitude.
Or the link someone will go to win a fish.
Yeah, no kidding. You're right, Bill just brought into it. Let's get you up to the Tomah Sparta Speedway, where the Sportsmen feature was a good one as well this year. Of course, David Borntrager was trying to win 3 Sportsman features in a row, but Jason Backus brought out the old white 29.
Oh, yeah. He looked like he hadn't lost a step since winning the track championship in 2016. He got around Borntrager midway through and drove off with the victory there.
And, of course, Borntrager's been doing some runs at, well, he and Malin both been running both Tomah and the Dells, and it was good to see David back again one more time. The modifieds were out, lost a couple of modifieds during the warm-up session of the heat race, but Billy Doc Niles, I'll tell you what, Nick Quinnell is back finding his winning ways.
Yeah, him and DeVito put on a pretty good show, as if you got to see that. Quinnell gets his way past DeVito, but DeVito does not go away. He chases him down this whole race. Awesome show if you got to see it. I definitely check out the video when you get a chance to. Quinnell will end up beating DeVito to the line in this one.
Yep, and in the hobby stock feature, well, it looks like Raymond Hardy might have something for Andy Moore, but actually Moore finally caught him with a few laps to go and ended up claiming yet another win.
It was nice to see Minnesota's Nick Oxborough come out in the green 88. He did win the heat race.
Yeah, I thought he might have something to say in the future.
I was out camping Friday night and I saw that picture like, oh, look, there's somebody new winning.
Yeah, it was nice to see. Qualified, I think, second, and of course finished third in that feature. Jaslyn Jazzy Meyer, twice this year during features, has had a chance to take home not only one feature, but 2. First race, lap 14. Knocked out.
Yep.
Second time around, lap 14, knocked out again. Paul Reichert, she was not going to be beat.
Oh, no. Even though James Rittenhouse was closing in on her in the final few laps, she has still had a pretty good lead to hold off Rittenhouse and finally claim that first ever win and ring that victory bell. And
she did it in style. First female all year to ring the Minnesota Style State Fair victory bell that's located outside of the winner's circle. During that race, we also ran the mini stocks. Paul Finch was your winner, and believe it or not, Paul Finch, and he leads the mini stocks. His daughter, Jellybean Finch, still leads the Hornets. So we're going to have a father-daughter duo winning 2 different divisions.
Wow, that would be impressive. I mean, you've seen brothers or fathers and sons win 2 different divisions, but a father and a daughter, that's something you don't see.
The top 3 in Hornet points, by the way, female, female, female. I love that.
That's awesome. That's some up-and-coming racing right there.
Bill's been racing around here a long time. How long have you heard the Lockington name in this area?
Oh, since I was a kid, man. When Ron first started racing at lacrosse in the early '70s, and they just progressed up and down. And I'm reading this here, and I see a name I haven't seen at lacrosse. Tori hasn't been around in a long time. I didn't even know he was racing again.
Brought out a 6-shooter at Tomah on Friday night, and matter of fact, both Landon and Tori started on the front row for this one. Matt Moore. Brand new car, just bought it 3 days earlier from a junkyard, put it together, and after some crashing and some banging and whatnot, Paul Reichert It was Moore versus Fry.
Yes, Matt was really on Dan in the final few laps there, but Dan somehow held. Matt actually got by him with a couple laps to go. Matt even got a couple love taps from Dan Fry to get, but held on to claim the victory there.
And, of course, Dan Fry is in Matt Moore's old car, so they would say, oh, that thing was cheated up. Well, Dan Fry's in it, and he not only won 3 weeks ago, he won 2 weeks ago, and the sponsor of the division had told me Friday night before they were racing that if he'd have won a third time, they were going to put a bounty on him.
Yeah, that's what I heard, yeah.
Well, of course, the drivers didn't hear me, and Matt told me at Smash-O-Rama, man, had I heard that, I'd have lost that thing. Because could you imagine? Seriously, could you imagine a six-shooter bounty race?
A six-shooter bounty race? They'd do anything for $100 there, wouldn't they?
You got to figure, Crosse Speedway, we started 24 of them on Saturday night.
Yep.
So now you take those, and then Tomah's and whoever else has a six-cylinder, you could have easily had 40 cars on a bounty race.
Oh, definitely. You wave it. I can remember years ago racing at the Dells, we had a guy who won everything. You wave a little bit of money out there, in a bounty, and all of a sudden, guys you never raced against show up. So
and you never see him again.
And you never see him again. Yep.
You'll get kudos to Greg Otto. The fireworks show he had afterwards was simply outstanding. And then on Saturday, Chuck Deary follows that up with a huge fireworks show one more time. And then Wednesday night, we had him again at La Crosse Speedway. So I think I'm all, and then of course Thursday was 4th of July. My granddaughter's birthday was 4th of July. I'm fireworked out, man.
I could never be fireworked out.
Oh, well, I guess I could go for another good show.
Hey, action continues at the Tomah Sparta Speedway this Friday night. If you're watching us Thursday and Friday here, you still got time to get out there. You got Sportsmen, Hobby Stocks, Hornets, Six Shooters, and Mini Stocks. And if I'm reading this right, the Upper Midwest Vintage Series will be joining them. Yep. So it's going to be a great night to get up to the track and check out some great local racing. Support your local short track.
Upper Midwest Vintage Racing Series back at Tomah again. We had about 28 of them at the Milwaukee Mile. Can't wait to see what we have here.
Can you see 28 of those cars on that little track in Tomah?
Oh. The records and the Tylenol. When we come back, it's Thompson time here in Seven Rivers Racing.
You don't have to fly to Kansas City to get great barbecue.
Are you ready for the Ultimate Platter Challenge? Jerry here at Big Boar Barbecue. Our Ultimate Platter is loaded with pork, brisket, chicken, ribs, 3 sides, and 4 slices of bread. If you can eat it all, it's yours free. I'll even give you a certificate for another one you can share with your friends. So how about it? You ready to take the challenge? Stop by, check out the rules, and dig in. And oh yeah, that's a mouthful.
American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is built to a higher standard, so you can focus on the problems in your life that actually matter.
Hey, Dave.
Like giving Jeff his ladder back before he takes it back. Or where to put the food when you both get the groceries. Or the doggy door that just became a raccoony door. Whatever you're worrying about, it won't be this. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your 2018 American Standard Building a Higher Standard Award winner. Call Carey today for your free estimate.
Welcome back, race fans. Seven Rivers Racing KQEG TV brought to you by... Yeah, Billy Doug Niles has it back there. It's Big Boar Barbecue. Wish we had a whole bunch of that in the studio today.
Oh, that would be awesome.
We should have got a hold of Jerry. If I would have figured we were going to have the whole clan plus them Thompsons over there, we could have had a nice little feed.
A little spread here, and by the time you and Paul were done with, there'd be none left for the rest of us.
Well, Paul eats your hands down to the knuckles. Back 40 wraps, Epic Media and Vinyl. Terry Heating and Air Conditioning. Yeah, I got a little toasty last week. Time to go there and give those guys a call. Get those ducts cleaned out and get your AC checked out. As you can probably guess, our next guests on the set are all Thompson Racing. We've got the Silver Slingshot Jeff Thompson. He'll be on the radio show again this week talking about his adventure down at the Milwaukee Mile. We have 12-year-old Levi. Love the cast, man. Billy Doc now is going to ask him about that here.
Where's the marker? I want to write Doc in big letters right on that bad boy.
You know, we should sign it while we're doing the TV show.
There we go. Somebody get us a marker.
He's got it. He's got a marker. We're going to do that. We're going to sign it as we interview him on the TV show. 11-year-old Parker is also joining us here. You got to show the coat. You got to sit up straight.
Let's see the coat.
Look at that. That is nice. Rookie of the Year for go-karting.
Style and profiling even.
And my little buddy here that used to be my junior race announcer at the Crosse Speedway, now he just doesn't even look at me because he's a superstar in go-kart rating. That is 6-year-old Bentley. How are you, buddy?
Good.
Hey, who did your hair?
Mom.
I think it looks outstanding. When was the last time you get yours a spike, Bill?
I've never tried.
We wouldn't even ask Paul. Paul Reichert's up there as well. Paul the Penguin Reichert. What are you guys holding back here?
Looks like we're holding some major hardware from the Cooley Go-Kart Raceway.
Now, whose are these?
The second place is mine, and
They're both yours, Parker.
yeah, those are both mine, and that's one's mine. And that's mine.
So that one's yours?
Yeah.
So you have none? You brought no hardware to my TV set.
He brought the hard cast.
He never got first.
Close enough.
He never got first.
Ouch.
You know, we're gonna have
cool.
We're gonna have a Thompson showdown race at the Cooley Go-Kart Raceway one of these days. 1, 2, and 3.
Pay-per-view.
I would actually sit at home and watch that. Jeff Thompson, real quickly, Milwaukee Mile. That had to have been a dream come true.
Oh, absolutely. It was a great time. Hopefully, McCarnes will allow us Mid-Am to be part of it again next year and go do it again. Hopefully, we can get more Sportsmen guys to come. I mean, there was only a handful of us, me, Jason Tomah, Tyler Sauter. That was about it for Sportsman cars.
14th out of 26, so you had to feel pretty good at that. And in your top speed of about 137.
Yeah, that's what Drew had us at, and somewhere around there. I mean, it was a good time. I really had no expectations, but to finish the race, last, first, it wouldn't matter. We raced at Milwaukee Mile. How many people can say that?
That's what I was saying about announcing there as well. You never know from year to year if that track's going to be open or what's going on. But yeah, Greg McCartan said they're going to hold it again next year, and Mr. Sargent as well. Just they don't have a date picked out. Bentley, how long have you been racing?
2 years.
What class are you in for our fine friends at home?
The camera. What do you race?
Rookie.
You're in the rookies. Now, you started in kid karts, right?
Yes.
So now you're in rookies. How you doing this year?
Good.
Because every time I look at Facebook, you guys are winning like everything. I think you know what Paul Reichert needs to do.
What does Paul Reichert need to do?
On a radio show, we have the Reichert Race Recap. How do you say that, Paul?
Reichert's Race Rewind.
We may have to start including the results from the Cooley Go-Kart Raceway.
Sounds good.
Yeah, Thompsons are like a segment all by themselves. Parker, how long you been racing?
Good. Wait, what?
How long you been racing?
2 years.
What classes?
Rookie. Both rookie.
So do you beat up on him pretty good?
I don't row again. I don't spin him out or anything like that.
Who wins more trophies, you or him? He laughs like,
But it looks like it right now. He's got a little more hardware here than you.
What about Levi? How long have you been racing? You've been out there for quite a while.
4 years.
That's what I thought. You started off with the young guys. Where are you at now?
Junior 2.
So what's the difference between Junior 1 and Junior 2?
Junior 1's slower and Junior 2's faster.
And why is it faster?
Bigger restrictor plate.
Is there an age limit for Junior 1 and Junior 2?
No. I don't think
there's
so.
a cutoff.
They're looking up over here, by the way. Jim Thompson and Missy Thompson. They're all a part of this thing right here. Are back here. Who's the young one on the floor?
Little Jerry Thompson.
How old is she?
4.
Why'd you guys make her sit in the floor? Why couldn't she be in the set?
Well, she doesn't. She's too scared.
Is she going to race one of these days, too?
Mom says no.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Why did you guys get into racing? Was it because Jeff is racing, or is this something you would have done whether he's racing or not?
I've never thought about it.
See, that's why people come on the show. We give you informative information. All right, let's start like this. Bentley, what do you want to do in your racing career? How high do you want to go?
NASCAR.
NASCAR. Nothing wrong with that.
NASCAR? Maybe NASCAR.
See, I thought he would have been the one going to something like iRacing.
Tell us about some of the hardware you got here. What'd you win this one for?
Gained second place in last race because it's mid-season.
And was it just one race, or do they double features like they always do? No.
We don't have double.
You don't do double features? No, it's double heats. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And you got other hardware here, like second place here. What'd you win this one for?
Racing. Oh my.
Wow.
That's a good answer.
That was, he threw me off there.
And then who's these back here? Now we have a first place.
Rookie, actually both first place rookie trophies.
And the cool thing is, and this is something, Jeff, I know I've not seen a lot of all the years I've announced out there. I love how the sponsor placement on these trophies this year. They're doing a really great job.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, especially, so these first and second of these purplish ones, pretty cool. I mean, it's a guy that helps us on their carts. So for Bentley to get his first win on his night and Parker second, it was pretty cool for him to be the sponsor that night. Matt, he owns a go-kart shop, helps a lot of kids out at the track. So this is neat to be able to win on his night.
How long ago was it you go-kart raced? Because I thought it was before I moved to the area.
A long time ago, probably early 2000s. Now I'm dating myself, feeling old now that I got a son racing and two brothers racing and everybody's racing.
Because you raced back when Worthing raced and Henderson raced and Carlson raced and
Bachman and
I think Paul was even racing then too, wasn't he?
Oh, probably. I can't remember that long ago.
That's a lot of Oktoberfest in between there, right?
Right.
We know how
Okay,
that goes.
we ain't got very much time left. You guys, I see you got it written down here. What do you got for sponsors to tell us about?
Gerson Performance, J and L Collectibles, MBM, Jim's Paint Shop, Wolfway Small Square Bailing, Epic, Mom and Dad Smiles Repair.
Very nicely.
What do you got written down?
Artisan Automotive, Gladys Tractors, Grease Lightning, Teskey Automotive, Ufta Goat and Dairy, Matt Helgerson Performance, J&L Collectibles, Mom and Dad, and Epic Media.
Do you got any written down?
We're the same.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say, if he's got them memorized, I'm going to be very, very impressed. Thompson Racing, they started out young, and yes, they are accomplished. As you can see, the hardware behind here, and of course, Jeff Thompson, the Silver Slingshot, the hardware he just couldn't bring in because we don't have enough space here on the countertop. Hey, we appreciate you guys coming in. I've known these guys since before they were born. Been in the area that long, and it's just been a pleasure to be a part of and help support Thompson Racing. Appreciate you guys coming in. That's for you to say thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Jeff didn't say thank you. I'm going to remember that for next time. That's going to do it for the program. For the Penguin over here and the Doc that's behind me and all these Thompsons in here, I want to greatly appreciate them coming in. Jesse for producing the show, Rick Wilson as the station manager, I'm Radio Man Dan Dyker. We will see you with a lot of information coming up next week right here on 7 Rivers Racing.
You've been watching 7 Rivers Racing on KQEG TV with Dan the Voice Dyker, Billy Doc Niles, and Paul the Statman Riker. Brought to you by Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem, in La Crosse on 3rd Street downtown and George and Gillette Street. Big Boar Barbecue, now that's a mouthful. By Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialist, serving the La Crosse area since 1929. Carey Heating and Air Conditioning. Thanks for watching 7 Rivers Racing on KQEG TV.
You don't have to fly to Kansas City to get great barbecue.
Spring is sprung, the grass is riz, and Big Boar Food Truck is back in biz. Yes, the Northside Food Truck at George and Gillette Street is back in business. Stop by for lunch or dinner, enjoy our pulled pork, chopped brisket, fresh cut fries, sweet potato fries, cheese curds, and our own baked beans and coleslaw. Watch for ribs and chicken on select days. Big Boar is back at George and Gillette, and still a delicious mouthful.
Yeah.